20. Oh,
Nope.
Nice. All right, we're back, and in the midst of this last session, already got separated. While trying to traverse cars from the midsection to the next after disposing of the Kashti assailants, two members, Skada and Soren, through feats of failed acrobatics, fell from the train as the rest of you were able to successfully navigate to the other car. And the last thing you saw was the two of them disappearing into the prodigious dust cloud following the train. And
Yeah, I was right there. I was holding on to Skada's hands.
I saw the whole thing happen. So,
slipping through your fingers,
saw
you
most
saw
of
the
it.
kind of half like
almost.
mix of fear
perceived.
and
Part
like
of it
oh
was-
shit in Skada's face, and you just see him. You saw like a tumble once, and they just disappeared. And at this
You heard
point,
the scream,
you have, I believe, in the last session, you guys had decided to push on
To find a way to stop this train.
Try-
yeah, we didn't
yeah,
have
to
any
try-
choice really.
because it appears that the other three of the group were who Shando, after a much late declaration, indicated that they were actually the ones she was after. She is a bounty hunter, and the whole salvage ruse was as it was, just a simple way to get somebody else to help in the acquisition of these ne'er-do-wells. So, Bracho's not with us at the moment. Not foreshadowing, really. We will get to yours, but for now, we will be sticking with the train. And we're picking up right when the two companions disappeared, and you guys now have to figure out how to turn the train around or some plan next.
If we're picking up right at that moment,
Mhm.
we'll look down at Buzz. Look at Zittix. Look at Buzz. Look at Zittix. I'm looking at Shando. Look at Zittix. Look at Buzz. And I'm gonna say,
So, is there a break?
to Shando, like,
Is there a way we can
She-
uncouple this car?
She's like finally tying off the couple hits she's taken, and you see just now, even though she's tied it off, her leg wound is still bleeding pretty heavily. She kind of looks up. Do I look like an engineer?
Shit, I'm gonna go find a couple.
Okay, well that's a
Or
pretty, pretty
uncoupler.
clear answer.
I want to find an uncoupler or a way to unhinge.
Unhinge the train car that you guys are on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna move to another train car.
Okay. Well,
Or the one that we passed. The one that we just
So-
came from, the bridge.
You guys were on the because if you recall, the back two cars were just very forcefully separated from the train.
Yep.
And then you guys were in the middle one, and then jumped over to a water car. And then actually looking, you see that there's another passenger style car, and then past that, kind of leading off to the side, you can see that there's an engine ahead of that.
So there's only
Two cars and then the engine itself. So you guys are on the back portion of the last remaining water container train
okay.
car.
Yep. And then there's the passenger.
Yep, the passenger.
Okay.
Since the map's not long enough, I think you guys are essentially here in spatial sense.
We can't help him now.
I don't. I'm. There's. I wouldn't survive jumping from a moving train.
I know, but we should at least try stopping a car or something for him.
Can this? Do you think the train can take another car? Being, losing another car, maintain stability.
I don't know. I mean, judging by how those things seem to pinwheel out of control, I doubt these things will, even if you separate it safely, will be able to stop. Who knows?
Is there an
That's a very
emergency
good
brake
point.
anywhere?
That's
Can
a
I
good point.
can I look for an emergency brake on the car?
Make an investigation.
That's not going to do much good. He's in John McClane protocol.
Perception.
That's
Perception. Yeah.
He would just
Perception.
stand out there and look for threats, basically.
I found you. I will defend
What's
you.
your total?
Can I have
8.
no treacle on
8?
it? No.
He wouldn't even find you.
Doesn't seem to be.
Even if he did, he would just recognize that you were there and go back to what he was doing.
Make an engineering check as you're like looking around for it.
Okay. It's a little better. That says 17.
Just kind of like looking along the sides and very precariously kind of like leaning to try and see, you know, like how this is working out. Just because it's not a traditional like wheeled locomotive or anything like that, probably the best place to look is going to be up the engine. Doesn't seem like any of these cars are really intended to be, you know, stopped. It might be by design, just because obviously of the hostile environment you guys are traversing.
Is there a terminal anywhere?
Like to interact with electronics, doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Well,
Looks
you
like
gotta
it's
get up
very
to I see an
utili-
engine.
This train seems to be very utilitarian from all the spots that you've been on it so far.
All the controls are probably up in the engine. We have to get up there as soon as possible. Stop it.
Okay, let's go.
I'll hop off of Buzz's back so I can fit through doorways and everything safely.
Come on, Shanda. You have to take point. I'll get the back.
Yeah,
She
you know
gotta-
you're going better than we do.
She kind of takes one big breath, you know, kind of punches her side a little bit, and then just kind of see her like sling her rifle on her back, and then she kind of walks through that midsection. You know, there's the 2 big tanks of water, and there's the middle walkway through the car. And you see, connecting this one, there actually seems to be a much closer distance. You know, it might be just because the weight seems to be less, so like there's not more of a drag, you know, kind of strain on the connectors, let's
Makes
say.
sense.
So go ahead and make a as she, yeah, even in her injured state, she's able to clear the gap. It's like about a 3-foot gap. So I mean, it's still an open gap, but she jumps onto the back, and you can see her kind of shimmy around the side, and she slides the door open, kind of very cautiously peeks in, looks back, gives you guys kind of a quick nod, and tucks it inside.
If I haven't already, I'm loading my rifle.
Okay.
So take my movement or whatever to get that.
Yeah,
I'm straying behind everybody
We're
else.
out of combat,
Okay.
so we're definitely fine there. So
I check my laser pistol just to be sure that has ammo,
Mhm.
and then I'm going forward after Ted and Buzz.
Okay. All right.
I guess I'm gonna get back on Buzz's back just to be able to safely make it across.
Right. Okay. All right.
He
So
and I are gonna go over in one.
are you going to do the same thing as before, where you're having him jump jet over? I mean, it's a very short distance. Just give me a quick like. I can't remember what you did last time. It was like acrobatics or was it piloting? I can't remember specifically what the jump jets
It's
were.
up to you.
It's
Jump jets are just
Buzz's
you get to.
acrobatics or something.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a 30-foot move action. Is all.
Right.
it
I'll
is,
just,
so.
we'll just do acrobatics for the sake of brevity. Look up something. 2
Yeah,
minutes in.
16 total for acrobatics.
Just fine. It's a short enough gap, and with it being a whole train car in front of you, there's not as much direct wind to jump onto the back of it. So he's able to get there, and then with that higher up roll, he's able to shim. Just give me a quick athletics check, just as you guys are crossing that threshold along the outside.
7 for me.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of start to lose as you like the wind
Oh, I'm
hits
sorry.
you.
8. But
Yeah, as the wind kind of hits you as you like come around the edge, but knowing Buzz has his like hands kind of there.
Well, yeah.
It's like one open hand, so he's like swinging around in a very exaggerated motion just because he's able to do so. And so you're like almost like falling this way, and then you like whoop, just get in just in time as you're like whipping around like turnstile door and just whoop, inside. So go ahead and make your acrobatics check.
That's 18.
18? Easy enough. Yeah, you jump the gap and you shimmy along and quick, and you're the last person in. You shut the door.
Sure, I do.
Okay, yeah, because that kind of wind tunnel sound as you shut it. And this one's similar layout. as the one that you guys started in. There seems to be about half the distance of the car is empty chairs, but it looks like they actually had stacked in some extra boxes in here, kind of as a makeshift kind of cargo container.
I'm gonna
sort of.
pilfer. I'm looking for medkits or anything of use.
Okay.
We just throw them off the side.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead and
fuck all,
give me a perception check as you're.
At this point, like
So you're just going past,
three
it,
quarters of a buck.
and it's like
mile
the
or
front
something
half
like
of it is where the boxes are.
17
Okay.
perception.
Searching through, you do find what appears to be basic med kits. Looks like there's just a small kind of rough container. Looks like there's 4 of them in there.
Yeah, one thing that we didn't discuss last time is how you want me to deal with repairing damaged devices.
Oh, the way that it works with droids is you need to use, I believe, PCUs. It's like a universal polymer. There's I can't remember like
The stuff that our ships are going to be built out of.
Right. It's like a universal polymer that is in some places like actually used as currency. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Omni-gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially. So I'll have to look up the like exchange between how many hit points. I think it's a very low rate, but you do need those to be able to repair bells. Because you can't just you,
in time.
yeah, in time, obviously time. Yeah. So
Did
like
you improvised repairs? You just like slap steel plates to them or something?
Yeah, put a rubber tire around his
if
chest.
you want, you can take a look in the droid section
Super
if you want to
mutants.
see it. I don't know if I don't remember.
I know.
exactly
I mean,
what it is.
I know that I don't have what you're talking about.
Monster
Right.
troll
Kind of
powerful.
Okay.
Old school raider.
Yeah, just because the main thing is that it takes time more than anything. So
Yeah.
if you guys like are waiting in this car to do so, you might be able
I'm
to.
going to take a little bit just to give. I want to say, hey Ted, are you okay with? Are you injured at all?
No, as usual, I'm untouched.
Okay, you're not getting any of these medkits.
That's okay.
I give
That's
two.
like she could.
I give 2 to Shando, and I take the other 2.
Okay. All right. So with medkits, it's really not healing like you use like a traditional like, health potion. It's more just helps you treat grievous injuries.
Which
Well,
worse off than Shando.
it's more more like just helping you like wrap up your injuries in a way. You know, it's not instant. You know, it's basically it allows you to treat deadly wounds.
Oh, okay.
So it's you're injured, you know, but you're not dying.
Okay.
So like that's really kind of the big thing. It's
Okay.
like
I'm
it's just.
saving it for the Soren.
It's like a stabilizer.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you find your other party members and they are in a very critical dying state, then most definitely they would come in handy. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna just chuckle out the window. Maybe he'll find it.
Really?
Yeah. We have 4, and I'm not in mortal danger right now,
Yeah.
and you might be able to stumble upon it. Or could I put like maybe a beacon on it that maybe Soren might be? Well, he's
all my
like
shit's
risk
broken.
communicator's probably shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you have to have like needs. Like you don't. It's like,
Timed flare
you know,
or something.
it's like I got a pocket of change. I got a pocket full of geographical like locator beacons, like GPS beacons in my pocket. Oh yeah.
Ted might.
You never know.
You don't
Yeah,
know.
there's ass. There's no guarantee.
And it seems like
Figure out
the
which
rest
way
of it
to
is
go.
just like
Either.
industrial parts. Like it's very
Nothing else in the crates.
no. I mean, this seems to have been probably already on the train. You're not really sure. It just the packages and like the crates and like the containers all in here are very mismatched. Like they don't seem uniform and like what company they're coming from, and a lot of them don't even have like markings on them. So you're
I'm
able
throwing
to-
them, and if they
Identify.
get thrown out the window, that's fine. I'm just kind of throwing them over my head to look for these medkits.
Yeah, and like it gets to a point where like it's starting to get like there's shit just all over the place, and so eventually like the only things that are left in
Like
the
a raccoon
containers are
garbage.
things that are like too big for you to kind of like throw around. You know, like it looks like there's some very large like pieces of equipment, probably like water irrigation, things like that. You know,
I'll throw that out the window if I can.
Athletics. Athletics check. Some of the smaller pieces. And small being
Oh, yeah.
subjective.
15 plus, you said athletics?
Yeah.
Plus 7. So
22.
There's some small fittings and some larger pipe junctions that you kind of like force out the window. You have to kind of like L bend them really Tetris style, kind of. And eventually it gets to be the point where there's some very large pieces that just won't fit.
Okay.
So
I just leave it stuck in there.
there's a lot of shit that's now accumulated in the desert. Though it's probably not the first or the last to just fall off a train.